Okay, ladies and gentlemen, technical issues. The first technical issue we've had in fucking 12 weeks.
It's not
Come
bad.
on, we're
It's
doing
not
well.
bad going.
We're
That's pretty
doing
good.
well. For us, I mean, that's good. It should have been the first 10 minutes.
And to be fair, we could do with a recap anyway.
So, we met old Ted in the bar, which you missed out on. But what's going to happen now is the people who are involved in the conversation, and the one that wasn't threatening to shoot everyone, is they're going to tell you exactly what happened. So take it away, Hamhock and Frankie.
The guys walked into a bar. It's like a good joke, isn't it? The guys walked into a bar and there was a very forlorn Ted Belton, who's one of the partners in the detective agency, that Evelyn Wells, the woman who's just got shot, and the offices that got blown up. He was sitting there with a sack of information, it turns out. The boys sit down, get a whiskey and a beer, and Ted Belton goes on to be as accommodating as possible. He's got a packet of information which has social security numbers and addresses of a couple of companies, Potentia Holdings, the boys know about. But it goes on to, yeah.
So Potentia Holdings, like we've always felt, was the front company, and like what Ted Belton told us about was another company whose name was, remind me, Hamhock?
It was solicitor. It was some solicitors. It was some lawyers. It was Marcus Silverman and Green, also out of Washington D.C., who appear to be the controlling company for Potentia Holdings.
But we also discovered a gentleman who had a fabulous name and a PhD to boot, who was head of a weapon, an arms.
Potentia Holdings Inc. Reported 300 million in income last year, and it has a single employee, Robert Justin Ortega, PhD. He owns a company called Ansil Inc., which is a reasonably well-known Department of Defense contractor.
So my understanding, David's understanding of how these sorts of things would work would be that, the lawyers are the people who are facilitating the construction of, shell companies and the moving of funds. But actually, while they're complicit in various sort of financial crimes and whatnot, the real person we want to be looking at is Dr. Ortega.
And certainly, the roads are starting to lead to these people. And
I have a grin on my face now because I finally feel like we're understanding something here. We actually have something to go on. I knew Potentia Holdings was just the front, and without understanding what was behind the front, you may as well not know about the front. But now I feel like we've got a juicy bit of information.
Motive for their actions, potentially.
Yeah, well,
there's a defense angle. The company produces next generation body armor, like stronger than Kevlar, half the weight. Potentia's post office box is paid by the law firm Marcus Silverman and Green. Aaron Silverman was the person making the phone calls to Dino Belton and Wells, and Aaron Silverman is a lawyer at Marcus Silverman and Green. And Belton assembled the social security numbers of all the people involved and produced printouts. He's also hired a few people to guard Evelyn's room while she's in an induced coma. So he's worried. He also found out that when he went online to try and recover to do some work, I imagine, after the offices went up in flames, that all the cloud backup that the private investigation firm used has all been corrupted to the point of vandalism almost, like real terrible corruption across everything in the cloud server.
Which confirms the suspicion that it was a professional hit, not just like, petty arson. It was like, high grade professional takedown.
One of them was shot with a high-powered rifle from a fucking car outside a restaurant. It was a professional hit.
No. The destruction of the offices.
Wells has also got to be taken into account in that. You don't have your offices burnt down the day before your fucking life is being threatened by a
Yeah,
professional
no,
hit.
of course. But do you remember the
Not
fireman?
some dickhead on the street with a knife, not some dickhead on the street with a 9mm, a high-powered fucking rifle from a car.
But you remember the fireman said that it was like a kind of like a high grade incendiary. It wasn't just like a petrol bomb.
Yeah, I think you heard chatter from firemen initially on the scene,
And at the police station as well.
and then that was somewhat like repeated at the police station as well. That it was not quite a thermite charge, but that sort of incendiary explosive by the flames and by the destruction. And some of the ex-servicemen who had served not too recently in Afghanistan and the Middle East, kind of it rung all those bells.
A polyethylate petroleum gel? Yeah, something like that.
Well, there you go.
So I would like to exit the bar. Okay, so we'll finish the drinks. You know, and I said, Pat, you know, we need to get back and let this boil over.
Agreed.
Would there be like an all-night coffee spot anywhere? You know, like a kind of internet cafe that would have a photocopy or something that would be open now.
Absolutely, and in fact, you driving on your way up on south on 4th Avenue West, there was like a little Indian kind of corner, 24-hour, like 24/7, but independently owned. And at the back of it, it was advertised as being an internet cafe as well. So if you wanted something inauspicious, that would work. Anything bigger, you probably need to do a little search. And
No, I literally just want to get these documents photocopied.
That would work for you, I imagine.
Yeah.
Go drop them off on the same collection box, or
Yeah.
Other thing is, matey, we've got leads heading us to Washington.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of leads heading us to Washington.
Yeah.
We've not stopped off and looked at this plane crash at all.
No.
Yeah. And
I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of stuff's been happening. We will get to it.
oh, have I not noticed? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking maybe it might be a good time to split our detective-ness up for maybe someone going to look at the site on the way and then someone flying straight to Washington to start the general lay of the land.
Okay, all right. You know what? I'm going to take that on board.
Thanks. I really appreciate that.
I mean, my head's swimming at the moment. It's been a real long day. What I would really like,
Shorter than most.
what I would really like is to be able to sit down with these files, see what we can work out from them, and then it may well be a great idea for you to go to Washington. That could be an outcome.
Oh, I'd be so happy for you to go and collect to the crash site. That'd make my day.
Yeah, well,
I will meet you in Washington. I promise.
My theory is that if there's any sort of detective work to be done, it's probably best that we send a detective.
Probably. That makes much more sense because you've done so well so far.
Charming.
You're telling me it hasn't been a long day, but you're quite clearly overtired, all right? And I'm going to walk
I'm
in.
not drunk enough for fucking 1 o'clock in the fucking morning is what's going on.
So I'm going to go and get these files photocopied.
I'm going to sit in the car and play with Digit and drink the whiskey.
Once they are photocopied, I'm going to drive back to the secure drop-off.
Do you not need to tell him you're dropping more shit off?
I will do.
All right. Just detective-wise, thought you might want
Yeah, no, thanks. And it's brilliant when you do help me out with these little things because, sometimes I will miss out on them. And it won't in any way, upset me or rile me for you to point out what is exceedingly obvious.
No problem, mate. No problem. They're all the time for you.
So
the whale of a time. I start singing Pogue songs to him. He's bouncing around.
I want to put the file in the Dropbox.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to text Dwayne and say to him, you know, this comes from Belton. He has copies.
Okay, so the Dropbox works to that code that you were given earlier. You drop it in. What do you say? Do you like send a message over like the encrypted?
Yeah.
Message app.
Our X-Files WhatsApp thing we've got going on. I send a message saying more post, and then the next line, Belton has copies.
Cool. Okay. You note that he says that this like text app is no more secure than WhatsApp, but WhatsApp is secure enough to like mar and par. So you drop that off. It's like hitting 2:30. Where are you, Pat, again?
In the passenger seat with Mary
Oh,
Garcetti.
you're still fine. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. So it's 2:30. You're driving back to your
Hotel
there.
Motel, Holiday Inn.
The
Oh shit, I'm not muted.
you pull up on the hotel car park, and what do? You go to bed, I suppose.
Yeah, as I'm pulling up, it was like, it all looks the same as when we left at midnight.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no like fogged up car, someone sitting there.
No, the same cars are there from when you left, actually. And the night manager, who you're not getting overly familiar with, is just sitting there bored out of his skull, looking at his phone. Yeah, there you go. Nothing to report.
Marched straight to my room with the folder under my arm.
I follow him.
Beautiful.
As if I'm going in with him.
Do you open the door, or do you just go straight in?
Well, when I stop at the door and turn around and see that Pat's uncomfortably close to me, and be like, it's pretty late. Maybe we call it a night.
I want to know what's in the fucking file.
I'm passing the file over my shoulder.
Your phone,
All of it?
your phone vibrates. Whatever you've got it on, David. The burner vibrates.
So as he takes the file out of my hand, it's all of it. It's the entire thing. As he takes it, I'll answer the phone.
Hello, David. It's Roberta. I'll be quick. The Swedish Medical Hospital security desk has had
An issue.
has been plagued with phone calls from between like 12 midnight and about 1:30 today from your storage. But there's no one on the other end of the line.
It's alive again.
It's just an open line. I just wondered if you were okay, or if Pat was in there or something, or if someone was in trouble. I've contacted back to security and said we've got it, and to ignore any further calls. I'll let him know I've got in contact with you, but try and keep it on the low down. But he's had like 30-40 calls from your secure storage, and those get forwarded on to me, obviously.
Okay, we'll go and check it out.
UV light fucking rare fucking garlic and steaks. Fuck them up. It's around tonight time. They've regenerated. Digit was right. We should have followed Mayor Carcetti from the beginning. Mayor Carcetti knows what's going on.
He's the player that knows that it's vampires, like in every fibre of my being. But does David know? Will David know? Like,
Pat does. Pat's on it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say, Pat, you're not gonna fucking believe this, but
the vampires have attacked.
something's going fucking mental where we got the bodies stored.
Let me guess, between 12:30 and now.
How did you guess?
The darkest possible on the fucking planet.
You know that
These light have appeared.
You remember that ghost story? The calls coming from inside the house. It sounds like that one, but just get in the fucking car. Let's go. Come on.
1 second. And I just go and snap a leg off of a chair and go, ha ha!
I was gonna, you've got there's two kind of skills in Delta Green. One is the occult and one is the unnatural, right? So the occult is folklore. It's kind of like myth. It's kind of folk tales and like Loch Ness monsters and X-Files-y kind of stuff.
Which I think that would be pretty high up on, even if I haven't put it in. Just for his upbringing.
Certainly in popular culture, and the score that you have in the occult is actually kind of not acclimatation to those myths, but also maybe if you've got a high occult score, maybe you've actually studied mythology and studied kind of in a deeper sense. You've both got the base, which is 10%, which is understanding of kind of mythological conspiracy and how that affects popular culture and those sort of things. And everyone knows about vampires. The unnatural is where you have both have zero.
Mythos.
Is the Cthulhu is the Cthulhu mythos or stuff that you don't know. You can never understand things that are bigger than myth.
Yeah. So this is the same as a Cthulhu game. You'd have
Exactly.
occult and Cthulhu mythos.
Exactly the same, yeah.
As I said, vampires from day one. Let's go do them.
So
Let's Buffy this shit up.
yeah, get in the car, drive straight to the Swedish. We have our own sort of personal entrance is a bit rich, but there was sort of like one entrance that was kind of like very close to sort of our.
Right.
You had a little.
Do you pick up any like torches? Because I don't think I have a flashlight on me at all. I'm just thinking for like tactical wise.
Yeah, so if we're in the Volvo, that contains all of our.
Yeah, I don't carry a light because obviously I don't want light on when I'm doing my thing. But I think the big mag light you might want.
So I will have a light, but I won't have two.
Right, so I'm fucked.
You can use
That
your phone.
table leg that I nicked, can I set it alight?
You can use your phone. You've got a torch on your phone. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, great torches on the phone that offer up the same light as a mag light, a mag security light that also doubles up as a baton. Yeah, my phone, I've got it. I've got a phone and a table leg. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. What was I thinking? I've got this.
Exactly. Brilliant.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on, but so what? So you're
We're going back to the Swedish. We're going to go and investigate this bump in the night that's been making phone calls.
okay.
So we go straight to the underground car park area that was the direct loading space to our locked room. There was a corridor off to the right, I believe, where you took Roberta Kane. But we're going to open that up with our key card that she wouldn't touch for some reason. And we're going to bust through the door and go, ta-da!
Okay. So you've got like
either that's the end of an episode or you're going to have a long ass episode on your hands.
Well, let's just see this out. So we've got you've got your kind of your own little drive, sunken driveway into double doors, which are only you guys can get through, and you've got like a mag card to get through the double doors. Behind those double doors is a corridor, which is you are completely correct, and there was some kind of storage and paraphernalia, and kind of there was some little kind of curtained areas off that corridor, but it was effectively
I asked for
open
more
plan.
boxes. I think there were more boxes we stuck them in.
Somewhat. So at the end of this corridor, you had another mag lock door, which the double doors you came through have an emergency escape in the event of a fire. So you kind of hit a button and they can pop open. So the corridor is a work area, but it's also not non-secure. You can get out. You can't get in, but you can get out. The area that was secure was the door at the end of the corridor of this open plan corridor thingy. The only way in was through mag card, and the only way out was asking to be let out. And there was a phone in there to ask for help if you accidentally get locked in there. But there's no kind of, in case someone gets infected and they go insane or something and they spread a COVID around the world or whatever, they can't just let themselves out, right? In that little room, I think there are 3 morgue boxes. Okay, a bit like a walk-in fridge, that room somewhat. What equipment have you got, and what are you packing? Just
So flashlight and pistol.
yeah.
And I had Enrique Suave's pistol, a table leg, and my phone, apparently.
Okay, so you go through. So talk me through what you do from opening the double doors into the kind of open plan working area corridor thing.
I roll in like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and shine my little tiny torchlight everywhere.
Okay, so in this corridor, the lights come on
Right.
on sensor. It is deathly quiet. It smells a bit musty, but it's as you remembered it. Digit is more active and is moving his center of balance toward the end of the corridor.
Carry on my wayward son.
Is there a phone for us to phone the secure room?
There's a phone on the opposite side of on the inside of the double doors next to the emergency release in this corridor.
I would like to, it dawned on me as we were opening the maglock to the front door, like they were saying that there were calls. I remember seeing a call, like a phone inside the secure room, and like, as much as I've been trying to push to the back of my mind the whole sort of paranormal degree, what's going on, I've got like a sort of sick feeling in my stomach that this is like some sort of, horrible ghost story. So I'm going to pick the phone up and try and call the secure room.
Okay. So you pick it up and it automatically connects. You hear a... hello, this is Sweden Secure. You're calling from basement B, CDC room 4. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Can you identify yourself, please, sir?
Yeah. So let me be clear about what I was trying to call. Yeah, I was trying to call our secure room, right?
Oh, I see. Right. So you're trying to call into your secure room. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to call the security desk because I already know that our kind of presence here is a bit like questionable.
Okay. Let's rewind that then. So, not that I really did anything. You. Next to the phone, there is 2 instructions. One is pick up for emergency contact, and hold 1 and pick up to access cold storage.
Yeah, so I'm going to hold 1 and pick it up.
The phone picks up.
Ask it to repeat itself.
Hello?
Sorry, wrong number.
Was that McFly? I think you've got the wrong series, mate. It's Back to the Future.
You hear the phone, like you hear like a knocking noise, that familiar knocking noise when someone drops the phone, and it's like bouncing around, and then you hear again. Out.
Who is that?
Mayor Kake.
Mayor Coque is same amount of boisterousness. as he was when he was at the door, still kind of wanting to move towards this cold storage.
Can you when describe the cold storage to me? Has it got like? Can you see through it? Does it have a window? Does it have a?
Probably a tiny one.
No, it's literally like a fridge door. Bit of an oversight, really. Would have been really useful right now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Pat, come here.
Hello.
Listen to that.
Hello. Pat speaking.
Pat.
Oh, it knows me. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Out.
Out. No, I'm inside at the minute. What do you want?
Kai.
You want Kai? Don't know Kai. Oh, I did know a Kai once. Yeah, back in Boston. You want to go to Boston? Urli. That sounds Jewish. I think you might want the Bronx. That's me. Orally.
He's not saying Pat orally, in case you get excited.
Pat orally. Yeah, I could do that if you really want to.
At this point, I'm going to take the phone off him. I'm going to hang it up, and I'm going to say,
We was making grounds, man. What the fuck?
I think we've got a serious fucking problem.
Yeah, me too. So does me ma. That doesn't sound normal. You remember that thing I said with the sham? It's night time.
It might sound a little bit crazy, but I've got a horrible feeling that was Amber.
Oh, she doesn't sound anything like she looks.
Yeah, she's a looker, but she's got the voice of a
trash bin.
Molly Sugden.
Well, she don't seem to be able to get out. My theory would be wait until morning, see if it changes, or whack down the temperature shitloads and see if she freezes.
Can't believe I'm going to fucking do this. Slowly, and it obviously pains him to do it. Pulls his phone out and phones Dwayne.
What are you ringing Dwayne for? Dwayne ain't going to be able to help you now.
Mama.
You pussy hole. Pussy hole. Can I find a temperature control for the cold storage?
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. There is. It doesn't go down very far. It doesn't go to freezing. It's designed for like you could.
CDC control room, so surely there's some kind of like kill all bacteria in a room setting.
Yeah, it goes from like 1 degree all the way up through to kind of 14 degrees. It's currently on like 4 or 5. You both feel that you could probably give it a go and like fiddle around with it. Maybe get it to overcook a bit. But you can't just turn it to can't turn the fridge to -50, for example. You need to hack it a little bit.
I was expecting like 1 Kelvin.
Yeah, I'm phoning Dwayne. This is fucked up, man.
What did you think was going to happen? You've been dealing with someone that meets you in a coffee shop every fucking couple of months and asks you to look into some weirdo shit.
I thought it was going to be very different from this. I didn't think it would involve the dead returning to life.
And this finger, listen, Mayor Carcetti has been alive this entire time, and you ain't even batted a fucking eyelid.
Right, it's probably not my place to say this, but I'm pretty sure that David should make some sort of sanity check. He's just put 2 and 2 together and realised that Amanda has been phoning the security desk.
I think we should probably both make a sanity check, but in all intents and purposes, do we want to lose sanity right now?
No, you can lose sanity now when the phone rings.
Again. What the fuck do you want? Isabella. Oh, I know that. Orally.
Pat.
Isabella, Orally, and Pat.
Isabel.
Isabel, Orly.
Well, I'll tell you what, regrow your vocal cords for 5 minutes and ring back and just hang up.
Yeah, both of you roll me San. Actually forgot, so thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, well done, Frank. We love you.
Testing my sanity. I'm freaking out here. I'm like, the fuck, I don't want to open that door. I want to run away.
Well, let's see how you cope with it, shall we? Yeah, see? Got nothing to worry. Oh, got nothing. I was gonna say you got nothing to worry about, Pumba. Rolling twice, not going to get away with that. Oh dearie me. Okay. Both of you roll me 1d4.
I only rolled twice because that's how this fucking computer works. Did that work?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Ain't so bad. Look at that. Look, you're still nowhere near your breaking point. Can't remember what that should have been. Nowhere near it. You're all okay. You both lost sanity. What your how do you react from that shock? Because you're both shocked, but how are you both? Well, how does that manifest itself? You haven't lost the plot, but you've taken a bit of a knock.
I'm still like, keep it locked up and burn the cunt.
I'm looking around panicking. I'm thinking to myself now, like, what's the possibility of me just being able to get out of
What
here?
time of day is it?
It's like 3 in the morning, like 2:30, 3 in the morning.
How long we got till sunrise?
Sunrise is 6:30.
Motherfucker.
It's October, so yeah.
We got to keep it here until the sun comes up, surely. As I sharpen my steak and chew on my garlic.
Well, that might be an interesting. This might be an interesting moment to leave you on a cliffhanger. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're standing here scared. Is it a vampire? Is it a homunculi? Only we don't know.
But it likes phones. Maybe it's E.T.
The bear.
And who was Isabel? We knew Isabel. We know something that we don't remember.
No,
They know something that we remember.
It's a bell.
It's a bell. Oh, it's a bell. Yeah. Hello. I've given you a bell, Pat. I want to orally please you. That's fine. That's how I was taking it. But no one knows. This is the end of this episode, ladies and gentlemen. God help us. Let's find out if we die next one. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.